Hi folks, welcome to episode 66. I'm hoping this is the episode where I finally get a proper bus up and running. It feels like on Gleba I've been kind of doing everything backwards. We've got a very fancy looping sushi system here of most, if not all, of the organic materials, but don't yet have a proper bus for the basics like iron, copper, steel, those essentials. I do have this little thing here from the very beginning when we started on the planet, but I definitely want to get this upgraded. So my plan today is to actually demolish this and upgrade it with electric furnaces. I don't want to deal with any more fuel in this traditional sense of like the spoilage and wood and things like that. I just want to switch to electricity. So between episodes, I actually improved my power setup here. I'm now running a ton more turbines. I have backup steam in tanks. I've got some additional smarts where I've got my heating tower that's having the temperature getting read. I'm having different filters of either the carbon or backup of rocket fuel in this box here going into the heating tower if it drops below a certain temperature or below certain amounts of steam. I have this inserter pulling excess spoilage from the belts if there's more than 200 on the lines, which there isn't usually. So the bulk of my power is actually the pentapod eggs right now, which are getting built around the clock. There's no special conditions on these because I didn't want to end up getting storage in them. And with them being a renewable resource, I figure it doesn't hurt to just have these running at all times, basically. The only thing I'm kind of worried about in terms of the pentapod eggs now is actually my biochamber machine here. Because I currently have 3 pentapod eggs in it. Conditions are not great. I guess I could put some sparks on it to only pick up an egg if biochambers drop below a certain amount or something like that, but currently there's really no conditions on this machine unless there's less than or equal to 20 biochambers in the system. There's currently 25, so that's why there are eggs just kind of idly sitting in here, which means that I'm assuming they will eventually explode and result in the big premature regular pentapod. So to be on the safe side, I have a laser turret nearby. Also in the downtime, I improved my bacteria cultivation setup. I don't think I had the lines fully finished or hooked into the furnaces, which we're going to end up demolishing anyway. But I realized that having the basic iron bacteria is important to feed into the bacteria cultivation. Kind of one improves the other, so do need both, I believe. Other things I did on my sushi looping here is that in order to improve the density of materials looping in the sushi stuff here, I did upgrade all of my belts to the turbo transport belts. Apart from, let's see, this little area? No. This little area. This little area right here, I noticed that the inserters were having a hard time picking up the jelly to go into the lubricant, and it requires so much jelly to equal the lubricant that I slowed this down with just the express transport belts just to give the inserters a better chance of grabbing them, since the long-headed inserters are slow and I wasn't able to fit the normal stack inserters in this setup over here. But the looping sushi system has been running for quite some time now. It hasn't broken. So I'm pretty happy with it. Are there things we can do to improve upon it? I'm sure we'll find out as this works for even longer and as we start to get buses going and more production going throughout the base. One thing that is definitely a flaw of this is it's not very scalable unless I were to kind of start over or like delete this, add more biochambers and then squish it back together. So it's kind of a closed loop, which is, a downside. But it is better than nothing. And let's see, some things are getting destroyed back at Navi's. I won't worry about that right now. I do have rocket fuel and plastic already getting planned to be diverted from the looping system here. Those will eventually go onto the bus. But I want to start, of course, with the basics, which are going to be iron and copper. So let me delete all of the furnaces. We'll do from here up. We'll get rid of these belts as well. One thing I'm worried about is I'm not sure if these basically 3 biochambers for the copper and iron cultivation are going to be enough to feed the bus of iron, copper, and eventually steel. So I can add more to it. There's still plenty of room, I guess, in this little section here to add more biochambers. There's just not much room, so we'll see how that goes. Let me delete this line as well, those inserters. We should probably have not deleted power to the Roboport. So we'll fix that real quick. I'm going to leave the concrete build for now until I can replace it. I don't know if I need to improve upon this. And I already have a decent amount of concrete, so I think that's already enough to go into the rocket silo, but who knows. I'm not very good at remembering the recipes and stuff like that. Ooh, I need to give that power. Okay. Hopefully this is enough to power electric furnaces, and I'm planning also on beacons. So I think I have a platform that should be coming my way with beacons. I do. It's currently stopped at Navis. I've got how many? 80 beacons on this? Only 47. Well, let's send it to me, and I can always have it go back home, get more stuff as well. In fact, I'm wondering, like, do most people bother with making, like, a big mall and a big bus system on this planet? I don't know, but that's obviously what I'm used to doing. So, you know, I'm going with what I'm comfortable with. I do like the idea that I could basically build anything I need on any of the planets, so I do still find some value in having a bus and a mall system. So, let's start putting down a little blueprint. So because I'm planning on using beacons and modules and stuff, this is a little blueprint I got set up that will allow speed 2 and productivity 2 modules in the furnaces in particular. I have found some value in the efficiency modules, by the way, so I'm sticking with my theme of using 3 of the efficiency 1 modules to give me the max efficiency benefit for the cheapest cost, and then just use the productivity module at the very end here. There may be a better way to optimize the modules, but for now, that is what I'm going with. So back to that blueprint. I think I'm going to place it horizontally this time, so that the iron ore and copper ore inputs can just easily slide right in there. And maybe I should leave a little bit of room here for pipes or other stuff, which I'm not good at leaving room, as you guys know. In fact, I guess we could still leave that little concrete build there. No need to necessarily delete that. So let's start with... Let's do that so that it's in line with the iron ore over there. And how many of these furnace setups we'll need, I'm not really sure. Again, I'm not even sure how efficient this little ore output thing is going to be. I should get rid of this wood so it doesn't accidentally go feeding onto different portions of a belt that I don't want. And then we will split this off, and I keep forgetting that I have my nice new toolbar there. But this will go there. And then output like that. Okay. Power there. Great, it's already functional. It's just missing the beacons. And clearly this iron ore output is not going to keep up with my demands. Also, I'm not sure if there's a better way to do this, because I'm imagining I just let the bacteria spoil and then it eventually becomes the iron ore. Yeah. I'm new to the ore setup here for Gleba, obviously, so we'll figure out those details later. Let me grab the beacons, though, and modules. And we'll leave the other stuff for now. I'm trying to leave this mostly stocked so that I can easily just hop back on it and then move on to the next planet if needed without having to, again, resupply. But let me plop down now the, whoops, another setup for copper. So we can have that go there. Oop. We'll delete this a little bit. Whoops. Have that go this way. And, oh, no, we'll move this. Move that thing right there. In fact, do I need this? No. Don't even need that. We'll split this off, though. I am forgetting about my tool belt. Join that up there. And then the other side here. Okay. So there's iron, copper. Oh, except it's off a tile. Clearly that will need to be fixed. Delete everything. We'll delete that. Delete that. I will leave the belts, though. And is that off too? Oh, that's gonna drive me insane. Okay, let's fix everything. Oh, is my blueprint off? My blueprint is what's off. Oh, that's awful. Okay, let's move this. I'm so glad we caught that now. Okay, here's alignment. Okay, right there. Now I can copy this and do that. And then get rid of the inner belt there. Okay, so where is my supply drop? There's that. That includes the beacons and modules. And now I'm beginning to get a little bus, which is good news. Now what do I want to do for steel? Maybe I just add steel to the bottom here. Because it would be nice to have steel near copper. That is what we will do. And then we can just move the iron ore. Oh, actually, we could just divvy off the iron ore to meet up with some stone brick. We'll need another stone brick factory too. Stone brick can obviously be a lot smaller though. So we'll do this for steel, although we'll just reverse the inputs like that, so that way the iron plate line will come in from here and then basically from right to left, but let's switch this up so it still goes in the same configuration over there. There we go. Like that. We'll split off there. There we go. Get rid of that. And now this will become steel. Perfect. This is not very optimized, but it will work, which is what I care about for now. Not optimizing things, but just making sure things will be functional to at least get off the planet. And then optimization will come a lot later. Cool. We now have the 3 main ingredients. I'm feeling more successful. Let's add in a little one for stone brick. Let's add, let's just do half. I think that's about half. That's 10 furnaces. Stone brick. We'll do that there. And I'm already out of furnaces, it looks like. Let's grab some stuff. Hopefully I have some. I do. It looks like I might need to get more beacons, unfortunately. Ooh, but let's grab those. I wish I had more ammo. Can I request ammo? I'm going to do it. I'm going to request some ammo. I've got that. And don't I have ammo getting made here? I do. None of it is going into the cargo bay, though. I wonder if it's worth it to send this back to pick up more beacons, because I don't yet have circuit production. How's my fuel? My fuel is okay. Alright, well, let me grab the furnaces. I apparently have enough beacons at least to get this. So, no... Oop, how come I don't have nutrients? All the nutrients are getting eaten up by this stuff. That's not good. Here we go. See, the base is beginning to turn on more fully, and we're beginning to see the flaws in this design. I'm going to have to fix stuff to get more nutrients, it looks like. I don't have enough spoilage. That is wild. Okay. We're going to not request that there. I'm going to request that and repurpose the spoilage elsewhere for now. Let's get rid of that, that. And I think I have the other supply drops. Okay, so for stone, we will just move the stone line and move this guy. We'll move him right there for now. Move that inserter. Okay, and then stone. Let's delete this stuff. Delete that. Delete that. And then stone. We'll just have come from over here. And I'm just going to switch the orientation of everything. Move that, move that. I'll have to move that again, it looks like. Not a big deal. Split this off. Even though I could probably do one whole lane, but just for easiness sake, we'll just have that go this way, and great. I now have all of the materials getting produced again that we started with, but in a better way also than we started with. So that's good. I don't need that thing. We'll repurpose those underground belts. And you can see that bacteria cultivation has stopped entirely, and other things have mostly stopped. And I'm guessing it's because of a nutrient issue. And why do I have a long-handed inserter there? I'm not sure. That can very easily be... You can probably even just do that inserter. So why... Huh. Not sure why this... I just don't have enough spoilage now. Not enough spoilage. Not enough nutrients. This is a bit of a problem. How am I going to fix this? Do I need more of these? It looks like I need more spoilage. Is there a faster way to get spoilage? I don't know. We were off to such a good start, and now I feel like I don't know what I'm doing again. Just as I was beginning to figure out things. I'm assuming if I'm not getting enough spoilage, I'm not farming enough stuff? I don't know. I'm a bit at a loss. How should we get spoilage? And carbon does not spoil, as I found out. This, I like my conditions on that. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through everything, seeing where... Okay, Spoilage does go in there. Yeah. I don't know. Don't know how to improve my spoilage. Is there a machine to make spoilage? Not that I can see. Okay, is there anything that makes more spoilage compared to others? They all say trash, just spoilage icon. Oh, the iron bacteria. That gives me more spoilage, but you need spoilage to make the jelly that goes into the bacteria. Oh boy. Okay, I have plenty of jelly. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna have to, I think, farm more. And then have more get wasted. I don't know. I'll have to think hard on that one. In the meantime, while things are pseudo back to being broken again, just as I thought things were getting fixed, let me consolidate my bus here. So let's bring everything kind of in the middle. Whoops. So middle would be this line. No. Here-ish. Okay. And I won't worry about like 4 lanes of each item or anything like that. That's going to be probably more than I can afford. But if ever we get really successful on this map, that might eventually be an option. But we'll do these 4 main ingredients for now. I wonder if it's worth it to include stone on the bus. Not really sure. There won't be any coal, because I don't think there's coal on this map. But there is carbon. Not sure if we'll need carbon on the bus. But I will leave the little concrete setup like this for now, apart from I need to join up some stone brick there. Let's divert a little bit of it like this. And then we'll have also a little bit of iron ore, theoretically, join up over here as well. And then there we go. They will be on different sides, so let me suck that up there, and then once we get more iron ore, it will be on the other half and should be working properly. Stone ore, just to make sure this is continuing to work, let's branch it off like this. Oops. Needs the correct hotkey. Okay. Cool. Everything is now rehooked in. Pseudo working, apart from the broken sushi looping organic, whatever you want to call this thing, which is lacking in nutrients, in part because we're lacking in spoilage. That is frustrating. It all comes down to spoilage, it looks like. Alright, well now we have a pseudo working bus that is entirely dependent on the non-working sushi looping system. But I do want to plan for the future as if this was working. We will need a green circuit build, red circuits as well, eventually going into blue circuits so that we can get off this freaking planet and hopefully move on to better planets, which seems way further away than I would like at this point in time. So for a little green circuit build, we will not do anything fancy, I don't think. I would love to use... I've got foundries, but foundries require, molten ingredients, which I don't have here. Can I use electromagnetic plants on this map? I don't think I have any on me. Would it say if I can? I don't know. Can I? Huh. I don't know. I don't have any on me anyway, so we'll not solve the problem that way for now. In fact, can I do any other ingredients in this stuff? No. Okay. Nope. So can't do anything to actually process the copper, iron, steel, and all the other stuff. So back to just normal assemblers. We will just do a normal... Oh, actually, let me leave room. I do want to leave room for green circuits to go onto the bus. So green circuits, we can do a line for red circuits, blue circuits, and then we should even plan a line for low-density structures, which we'll need. The science packs. We need a line for rocket fuel and plastic. Okay. Cool, I'm thinking ahead. So let's plop that there. We'll move this stuff because this stuff will just be later down the line. We will... I would love to do beacons, actually. Let's make a little room for beacons, just in case. That would mean... Let me grab that. Let's plan first beacon thereabouts. Then this will be the copper line. We'll do iron line there, and then output like this. But we'll have it go the other way. Whoops. Oh, no, I'm forgetting the other portion. Okay. Let's see, copper, copper. I'm not sure what the ratios are with beacons. I can Kirk McDonald calculator it up later. So for now, let me just do the standard, which is, I usually do like an inserter for all three of the spots. Then we will do that, that, and then that, that, and then iron, iron, and then output like this. There we go. So this will go, let's see, I want a 2 gap. Okay. So that will be the beginnings of the green circuit line. This will be iron coming here. Eventually, we'll underground that. We can give everything power. There we go. Oh, and get rid of those excess belts like that. We'll extend that. Extend the belt as we go. Let's just copy this so it's easy. Whoops. There we go. And then put in the recipes. So this is green circuits. This is going to be the copper wire. There's the copper cable. We'll add more beacons in. I wonder, we could probably fit, we could do like a couple beacons, maybe if we use some underground belts here. But for now, I won't touch this. I'm trying to optimize too many things when really I should just be worrying about getting certain things. Okay, so I've now got a non-working green circuit machine, which is at least the start to some circuits. I should figure out now, how am I going to get plastic and the rocket fuel over here? I could have plastic fit through here. We'll have it go nearby. So this will be plastic line. There we go. Whoop. Suck up the end. There we go. All right. Cool. Actually, I want to move this over. I say perfect, and yet I don't have any plastic or rocket fuel to really go on the belt lines here. Well, what a kind of anticlimactic episode. This is where we're going to end it. Some theoretical improvements, some clear flaws. So bear with me as I'm still figuring out these very complicated, much more so than the other planet mechanics. I, in theory, like my base. I just wish my base worked. So those will be things we will attempt to fix either off camera or over the continued episodes. So for those of you who are still watching and not entirely yelling at your screens at me, I appreciate you for joining as always, and I'll see you very soon for episode 67.